Hello again, this is Catherine Cooksey and I am doing a video series called Artist Aid that is just covering the basics for artists who are getting started, or if you have a specific question or area that you need help with, feel free to comment below. Today we're going to talk about marketing. Marketing is one of the problem childs for most artists. They want to create, they don't want to really focus so much on the business side of it because it takes so much time out of creating or being in their studio. So the first thing that's the most important before you start any social media is making sure that you got your website down. To be on Instagram or Facebook and to have people following you and then lead them back to your website and your website isn't updated is a huge mistake. Don't do it. Make sure your website is the way you want it before you start on social media. Most people today already have their social media accounts and their website isn't updated. Make sure it's updated. Try and make that your priority. So where do you get started within this huge marketing social media world that we have going on? There's Facebook, there's Snapchat, there's Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, like so many different things, and most artists just look at it and go, oh my gosh, I don't have time for all this. Good news, you don't have to be on everything. In fact, when I'm working with artists who are just getting started social media marketing, I suggest to pick 3 sites, only 3 to start off with. If you want to venture on to the other different sites when you have a full momentum going of followers, that's great. Facebook is always a great one to start off with because most people are already on Facebook. So use your Facebook personal account and make another page for your artwork. Second, that is really important for artists to be on is Instagram. It's all about photos. So because you're an artist, most of artists' work is visual, so that should be a really easy one to get into for artists. All you have to do is take a picture. The third one I leave up to you. Some people think that Twitter is really important. I'm on Twitter. The gallery I work for is on Twitter. Twitter is important because it has a huge following. Even though it's been around for a long time, it's still really vital to the social media. Twitter sometimes is hard for artists because it's not really about photos. You can post a photo with your tweet, but it's really about the tweet that you make. And this can be difficult sometimes because unless you have a following or you're doing consistent events or talks or openings, Twitter is great, but it's also not crucial, I would say, to most artists unless you have a huge following basis that will then go over to your Twitter account and they will follow you because you already have these different followers on different sites. One of the biggest social media crazes right now is Snapchat. Snapchat, for those of you who don't know, is an app that you can use to send photos or videos of yourself, usually in real time. It doesn't have to be in real time anymore, but that is a great app for you as an artist. If you're in your studio, if you just made a new piece, you can use Snapchat to then send a video to all your followers. Hey, I'm in the studio, look what I just made, isn't this cool? And then people can respond back to you. They can share it. I don't think you can share it. You can't share it. But they can respond back to you, and it gives the viewer a great way into your life. And that's what a lot of followers really want. They just want a snap into what you're doing, especially as an artist, because you're always creating in your studio, in your environment, in your gallery. Wherever you are doing something interesting to people, and to give them that outlet or that insight into it is really important, and Snapchat will do that for you. Being consistent is really important. A consistent message and vision on all of your social media accounts is really important. If you're an artist who does landscape, you want to make sure that that's your main focus on your Instagram. It should be you checking out new landscape places to go and paint, or photographing landscape, or you painting in your studio landscape, or landscape that you like by other artists. Make sure you give them credit, but it should be almost like if someone goes to your Instagram, they go, wow, this person is obsessed with landscapes. And that's what you want, because there's a clear vision and you're consistent. And if that person really likes your work, or likes landscape, or likes photographs of landscapes, they will follow you, and they will be a consistent follower who will like your work and will comment on your work, that's who you want. You want to make sure that you're targeting people who will be active viewers on your social media accounts. It's important to remember that your social media is about creating a story. And this comes in 3 different parts to your story. It's the beginning, or what I really think of it as research. The articles that I found online that are about feminism or women in the workplace, or even artists that are doing similar artwork, that's kind of the #1 spot of the beginning of the thought process for me. What gets me excited to then create my artwork. So that's a #1 part of a story that you can also post on your Facebook page, because it just adds to how people see your artwork. There's more information for them to take in, to think about your artwork. #2 is your process. You in the studio, you in the middle of making an art piece. This gets them excited because they have an idea of how it's being made. And the last thing that is part of your story is the ending. So what does that ending art piece look like? You have your research, you have your process. What's the piece look like? Is it a success? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it going to be shown in a gallery in 2 months where people can then see the finished product? What do you have to say about this piece? How does it correlate with your other artwork? There's a lot that you can post that doesn't have to be, here's a picture of my artwork. So if you're walking away from this video, the 3 things that I want you to keep in mind is keep it simple. Only commit to doing 3 sites. And there's certain ways that you can connect your sites together. So on my Instagram, once I post a photo on Instagram, I could connect it to my Twitter and my Facebook page through the Instagram account. You can link your sites together. Now, this is great because it makes your life consistent if you just want to link this information to all 3 of the media accounts that you are going to be updating consistently. As you advance in your social media career, marketing skills, you want to maybe not link everything together. You want your Instagram followers to follow you on Instagram and not be giving the same information as they would if they followed you on Facebook. So your Instagram and your Facebook should have different posts. They should be similar and consistent to what's going on in your life, but you should give people on Facebook a reason to follow you on Instagram, and that is putting new and different things that they wouldn't be able to see on Instagram and not on Facebook. Number 2 is really important, to be consistent, have a message. And number 3 that you should walk away with knowing that you have to do this is not only having a consistent message, but also being consistent in your posts. If you are going to be on Instagram and you post once in a while, no one is going to follow you, or your followers are going to be very limited or bored, and they're not going to be as active. You have to be consistent. Make it a priority. Every day you're going to do 1 post a day. Now that's a lot, but if you make that a goal you might be then posting every other day. But you should at least be posting every other day. If you post less than that, especially on Instagram, your followers will forget about you. They'll get bored, they'll follow someone else who seems like they're more active in the artwork that you are similar to. They want someone who's a mover and a shaker, someone who they can follow that makes them excited about that type of artwork. You want to be that person. You want to be the person who's active and who has a lot going on and is exciting to follow. It's a form of entertainment. Social media is a form of entertainment. You want to entertain them with your artwork. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Until next week, please remember to like or share or comment below, especially if there's something that you want to see specifically, and I will do my best to get that video out there to you. Until next week, have a great week, and I will see you later.